Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to today's chat. I'm so excited to have you here with me on today's live video. For those that don't know me, that are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Roxy Beckles, and I am a coach who works with women from around the world to take fitness and to allow it to enhance their lives in ways unimaginable, helping them to transform their bodies, transform their mindset, and to really find their confidence in their voice again. So today's topic is a topic that I talk a lot about with my clients, and I get questions about this all the time. And it's about water consumption, and more specifically about getting in your water in a way that's not going to kill you and cause you all kinds of crazy stress and all that other stuff. So today's topic is all about bottoms up tricks to drink a gallon of water a day. Some of you I know have that goal, and maybe you're working with someone, or you have in the past, where they've said to you, you know what, you got to get a gallon of water in a day. I often tell my clients that. And so I want to get into how you can do that successfully, because so many of you out there struggling with that. So I want to help you out. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So, I always got my notes in front of me to help me out. So if I'm looking down at the screen, you know why. I want to make sure that I get everything covered for you. So the question of drinking water always comes down to, well, is it necessary? Do you actually need to drink a gallon of water? And if so, what is the significance of all of that? Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes you're going to have to drink a gallon, but for some of you, you may not have to. So it really depends, and it's based on a number of factors. So the actual requirement for water consumption for most people is actually 1/2 of your body weight. So you take 1/2 of your current weight, that's going to equal the amount of water in ounces that you need to be drinking per day. So let's say you weigh 140 pounds, you're a woman 140 pounds, right? Take half of that, that's about 70, right? So that's about 70 ounces of water per day. So when you think about it in that respect, yeah, it kind of makes it a little bit easier than having to focus on drinking a full gallon. But here's the thing. For those of you that are out there that work out, that train every day, that are out there doing cardio and this, that, and the third, you're going to need to drink more. So getting it close to that gallon might actually help you in the long run. And again, I always say, it's always better to have more in the equation than not, because water plays a huge role in our bodies. Dehydration, even the slightest bit of dehydration, can have a huge impact on performance, whether that performance is in the gym, in a sport, or just in your everyday life. Your ability to focus, your ability to hone in on what you're doing, to have clarity throughout your day, all of this stuff is affected. And just as little as being dehydrated, just a little bit, can really throw you off. So getting in as much water as you can is important. Another thing that you guys don't realize out there is that when your water levels are actually off, your body actually tends to retain water. So more water in will always equal more water out. So if you're seeing that you're bloated a lot, your body holds a lot of water, maybe the scale isn't budging as much as you think it should, increase your water intake. Increase your water intake and watch what happens next. It's actually quite remarkable. So we want to make sure that you're still getting your water in. Now, here comes the big question. All right, how about this gallon of water thing? I want to meet that requirement. I want to do that. Even if you were to just meet the minimum requirement that I just told you how to find out, you want to be able to do that. And for those of you who are not used to doing that, my gosh, it's like, how do I tackle this? Well, today I want to get into some tricks, tips, and methods that I use myself, and that I teach every single one of the clients that works with me about how we can get that water in. Because for us, fitness and what we do is about transforming and to bring you to the next level and to give you the tools to be able to apply this stuff, not only as you work your way to your goals, but how you can get there and stay there in the long term. So my first thing that I like to do, and I have some props for you today, I came prepared. So the first thing that I actually like to do is do this thing that I call playing the water chugging game. So as you can see, I got my gallon of water here. All right, I got my gallon of water here. And let me just go ahead and fix this thing here so I can make sure that you guys see this properly. But on this gallon of water, it's kind of bright. Let me move it back a little bit. There it is. On this gallon of water, as you can see, I have numbers going up and down the side of it. So this side right here starts at 6 a.m. and then it goes all the way down to 2 p.m. okay? And there are lines going across. On the other side, it starts at 3 p.m. at the top, and the final letter or number that it ends with is 11 p.m. Now, why do I do this? Because as soon as I get up in the morning, okay, the first thing that I try to do, depending on what time I get up, I usually get up around like 5:30 or so. So the first thing that I'm trying to do is get down to that 6 a.m. line. Boom. So I'll open up my water, chug it down, get to the 6 a.m. line. By the time 7 a.m., I'm watching the clock, doing what I have to do, getting ready for my day. By the time 7 a.m. rolls around, boom, guess what? I'm trying to get to that line. So every line on here represents an hour of the day. So each hour you're trying to meet that line and get your water in. And if you do it consecutively, you can actually get through this gallon in a few hours between 6 and 12 p.m. Now, let's say life happens. Nothing ever really works out so that way you can go straight through without a problem. And that's why we line it up on the opposite side with some PM numbers over here. Where are we going? There we go. With some PM numbers over here. So now, let's say it gets around 2 p.m. and I'm still sitting around this, 10 o'clock water line. Well, let's go ahead and try to get the rest of it in. So let's go ahead and say by about 7 p.m. we want to have, that amount of water down. Then by 8 p.m. we can go ahead and make sure we have that water down and whatever. And you don't have to wait to that time period. I'm just saying, you can play the water game on the other side. It just keeps going. This has been one of the single most greatest ways that a lot of my clients are able to get in their gallon of water, and for those who've been struggling with it for a long time. In fact, I've had a client who told me, yo, Roxy, you know what? I can't get my water in, and this, that, and the third, and I gave her this solution, and now she's able to drink about 2 gallons of water a day, and she just chugs it like it's nothing. So I'm telling you guys, sometimes you got to play these little tricks to make it work, but it works in the end. And what's great is, again, it keeps the body very regular. So she's starting to see her body have less water fluctuations when she's checking in. And she's starting to feel like she has actually more energy as well because of the fact that she keeps the body hydrated. So the little things in performance that dehydration can sneak away and steal from you, she's not dealing with. So that's one way you can keep it up. Another trick that I have for you is having flavored waters, which I really love. This right here, this is a brand from Trader Joe's. And this right here is actually sparkling Island Colada mineral water. Okay, so Island Colada flavor. And they have all kinds of flavor. I just have the green apple one. I love the pineapple one. They have one that's like star fruit and like just a bunch of really great ones. They have lemon and lime as well, orange. And this to me helps me to get my water in because I like flavored water, and the little sparkling, kick that it has to it makes it even more refreshing. So something as simple as having this in can help you. Remember, this does go towards your water consumption for the day. Now, another trick that I love, because I love flavored waters. So sometimes I'll put a Crystal Light packet in there. So now you have a little bit more of a sweetness because this is not sweetened. This is just plain mineral water, kind of like a Pellegrino or something, or a seltzer or something like that. And it gives it that little bit of sweetness. That way it just kind of heightens the flavor even more. You kind of really want to drink it. So that's one of my really favorite ways to do it, is to get a Crystal Light and put that in your water too. You can also put them into your gallon water. They have the big packets of the Crystal Light to add to your water, and it'll help you to be able to get it down, give it some flavor. Now, some of you don't want to drink all that artificial sweetener, and I'm totally the same way as well. I don't really like to have too much artificial sweeteners and stuff like that. So you can go ahead and use the stevia ones, or even better yet, you can do this trick. Now these, and let me tell you something, I freaking hate tea, but I love this as an option to be able to have like tea bags. Look at that, pomegranate raspberry tea. I've got lemon zinger tea, all kinds of flavors. This is, can you see the box here? There you go, lemon zinger tea. It's lemon ginger. Yummy. So I have all kinds of flavors actually. I've got orange, I've got this, I got black cherry, I got all kinds of flavors because there's so many flavored teas. And you throw that right into your gallon and you just let it seep all day. And then if you want to sweeten it, you can put a little honey in there, or if you want to put stevia or whatever you like, agave, even plain sugar, whatever you want, you can add it to there and get all of your water in. So that definitely works. And it helps you to get the ball rolling with getting your water in. So you got the water game, you've got the flavored water through the seltzer or the sparkling water, and then you also have these right here, which is your tea bags. Now, one other thing that I will tell you when it comes to daily requirements is that everything that you actually consume does play into fulfilling that requirement for the day. So if you're drinking any teas, any coffees, even like diet sodas or any kind of protein shake, even if you had like a soup or something like that, it still does go towards the totals for the day because it's liquid based. And what's liquid? Water, right? So they do lend in there. Even fruits, if you eat like, fruits that have high water content like melons and citrus fruits and stuff like that, juices that you might drink, if you make your own little juices with vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, of course that does count towards the total for the day. But this is what I say, you want to be aware that that's happening, of course. But I still like to get a grand majority of my water consumption from actual water. So you're going to, of course, acknowledge like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to be fully dehydrated if I don't get all of my water in because the things that I'm eating, consuming do add to that total. However, I'm going to still try to get my water in by way of actual drinking water. So that's some things to keep in mind. So those are my tips. They are foolproof. And if you start applying them today, you'll start to see that you too can get your water in without a problem. And just keep in mind, water is such an important element. I mean, not only is it important for just, your dieting and just being able to get through what you're trying to get through with your goals, but it can help to curb hunger. So if you're really super hungry, sometimes dehydration can be actually masked as hunger. So making sure that you're getting your water in can actually help to blunt some of that hunger that you may be dealing with. Another thing that you want to consider is also how water can purify, the skin, how it has its impact on the body and just being able to eliminate waste. And just, there's just so many uses that the body needs water for in liquid consumption that you can't skip out on it if being holistic, and that's WHOL, holistic, completely thinking about everything in your approach, from your training to your diet to your mindset and everything. If you want that, then you've got to think about water consumption too, because it's an important part of the equation. So I hope that this helped you today. I love sharing my knowledge with you guys. And actually, I want to invite you to something. For those of you that are out there that know that, you are looking for the answers to helping you to get to the next level when it comes to your training, your nutrition, and you know that doing the same old thing over and over and over again is not getting you results, that's actually the definition of insanity. And I want to stop some of that insanity for you. Remember that lady Susan Powders back in the day? She was like, stop the insanity. That's what I want to do for you. I want to stop the insanity. And I want to invite you to something really super awesome. So I have a webinar, and actually it's a masterclass, and it's called Your Best Body Yet. And in this webinar, I am teaching you the one thing that most coaches, most trainers, and the fitness industry as a whole is not telling you to do prior to stepping on to that diet, prior to cutting calories, prior to getting on that workout plan. There's one single step that if you do not do this, you're going to continue to fail time and again. And actually, it is the reason why you have not seen results. And I'm sharing that with you in that masterclass. Again, that masterclass is called Your Best Body Yet. You can go ahead and sign up for it. It's completely free, and it's a 45-minute class. I have them throughout the day, and you can actually, go into the comments and chat and stuff like that with me during the class. And the address is Rockstar Fitness, ROXSTAR fitness.com/your best body. Again, ROXSTAR fitness.com/your best body. Go ahead and sign up for that. It's absolutely free. And here's the thing, I have a free gift as a part of it as well, where you can actually get on the phone with me and talk to me about what we talk about, the lessons that I'm teaching you in that masterclass. And I'm going to teach you how to kind of apply it in your day-to-day. Okay, so that's a complimentary gift that I have for you. So if you are a woman out there that is struggling to find the answers and you are just at your wit's end and you're like, look, I know I have to do things different, come into that masterclass. let me share with you the number one thing that you have to do before you do your next diet, before you go any further in your training program. And if you are feeling stuck, like nothing is working, you need help, you got to get that answer, and I have it for you. And I'm telling you, what I'm sharing with you in this masterclass is actually something that I put into action with every single client I work with. And that is why we succeed. That is why they are transforming their bodies like never before. And that is why my clients are actually able to get to where they want to get to and stay there in the long term. And again, I want to teach that to you in this 45-minute masterclass. rockstarfitness.com/yourbestbody. I will put the link in the description for this video if you're watching this on my Facebook page, or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this later on in a podcast, and I'm going to put this up on my podcast, then make sure that you go ahead to that link. Ladies, listen, my goal is to help you to take your fitness to the next level. My goal is to help you to realize that this thing that we do, this training thing, this workout thing, this nutrition thing, it's so much more than just skin deep. It's so much more than just losing a couple of pounds. What it's really about is about finding you, finding your confidence, finding your voice, being present in your life, and going after the things that you want, because that's what fitness can actually do for you when you really tap into it and you really start applying the science behind all this stuff and how it can really change your body. So I hope that today's video has helped you to do that when it comes to your water consumption. I look forward to seeing your comments. Make sure you make them, and I'll go ahead and make sure after the video that, or if you're listening to the podcast later on, that I'll go ahead and make sure that I connect with you and get into my masterclass right now. Okay, look, I gotta run. I hope that this was enlightening for you, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.